If I could pick one word to describe you, Seb, it would be maverick. Never one to follow the beaten track, always doing the unexpected, which for like-minded folk such as myself has been an inspiration in my time at university.
He was a really cool guy, really interesting guy. He made his return to the team for his senior year, and his presence was felt right away. The two of us were bow pair a number of times, and he really took me under his wing and sort of showed me a couple things. And no, he was a really great leader.
It's clear that Sam thinks about others a lot more than he thinks about himself. He's one of the most humble guys I know. And one way he helped me at Princeton is by cheering me up a number of practices. He always has a great attitude and an excellent sense of humor, and it was great having him in the boat.
The word I would use to describe Sam Fortuño would be brother. He's been a big brother to me since my first day on this team, and he will continue to be for the rest of my life. And I can't thank him enough for all of the lessons that he's taught me over the years. He brings the most positive energy to everything he does, and at practice every day, that positive energy is infectious.
I would say one word to describe you is selfless. I think you are a great guy, you always put others before yourself, and I mean freshman year I was having a really tough time and you always went out of your way to make sure I was okay, and I've always really appreciated it. So yeah, thank you, and I'm gonna miss you a lot, and I'm gonna miss all the seniors. Love you boys.
Hello, Henry. I just wanted to make a short clip saying like how thankful I am and how awesome as a senior you've been this year. It's been really awesome to be in a boat with you, and you're just like a very positive guy around the boathouse and a positive guy up on the hill. And yeah, your friendship and your leadership has been really meaningful this year, and so I want to thank you.
When I think of you, I think of the word hero. You're always there as a role model, a friend, and a leader to the people around you, and you bring the best out of everybody. It makes me think about my sophomore year when things didn't work out for me in Bicker. You're the first one to reach out, and from that day until a year later when things did work out, you always made sure that I felt included. I was never left out, and I was the best that I could possibly be around everyone I came in touch with.
I mean, you've been here since day one. You hosted me on both my visits. I mean, you're like actually a huge part of why I came to Princeton in the first place. So like, just thank you so much for like being such a good guy on the team, and like, I don't know, helping me through so many different moments and getting me here. So I love you, man.
Spencer was always sort of the wise elder of the Forbes Dining Hall, and he always had time to lend an ear and offer a word of advice for people who had coast problems, personal problems, you name it. He was always there to listen. And I think a lot of us got close to him that way. And I know he definitely helped me on that front many times. And also he helped me when we got lost in Austria. I'll always remember that. Thanks, man.
One of the last times that we were all gathered together before we left campus this year, and everyone was just kind of hanging out together, telling some stories and reminiscing, and we were all just kind of content being in everyone's presence one last time, and especially with the seniors one last time. And Spencer was just playing some chill tunes on the guitar in the background, and as the night wore on, conversation kind of died down, and everyone was just sitting together silently, except for the sound of Spencer on the guitar singing a little bit too, and just had everyone right in their feels. And I want to thank Spencer for not only that moment, but for the countless memories over the years.
The one thing I'll really associate of memories with Ryan is sitting in the long private dining room in Whitman Dining Hall, and just like sort of towards the end of lunch, and he just came back from volunteering at the boathouse, so he's still eating, and there are only a few people left there, and I'm on my last cup of Cheerios, and I just like physically cannot eat. and I'm trying to eat and like Cheerios are spilling out of my mouth. I'm physically incapable of eating because of how much he's making me laugh.
Hey Ryan, I just wanted to make like a quick video for you, thanking you for being like an awesome senior and a really awesome guy to row with and to be on the same team as. You were, firstly, you were a really awesome host on My Official. That was like an awesome weekend and definitely contributed to making me so excited to come. And yeah, you're a really fun guy to be in the boat with and be in stern pair with. But yeah, I'm gonna miss your humor around the boathouse and awesome music in the winter. And yeah, thanks for everything.
So for Seb, it's pretty hard to describe in one word because he's one of those guys that just has so many different characteristics and cool things about him. But I think it would either have to be passionate or extremely dedicated.
Seb, the man of mystery, the most eloquent wordsmith on the team. Where would we be without you? No, for real though, you're a big part of the team, and obviously it's sad to see you go, but it's also bittersweet knowing that you're off to another wonderful institution. I hope you make a big mark there.
Hey Seb, one word I'd use to describe you is caring. You always bring lightheartedness to practice and help us remember the big picture and just keep us enjoying every step of the way.
One time Michaela helped me so she helped me every day, but one time she helped me that stands out in my mind was after the first Tampa practice. I was so stressed out and frustrated because I felt like I'd completely forgotten how to steer a boat, and every turn that it was possible to mess up, I'd messed it up. And I knew that Michaela was the person I needed to vent to, and I knew that she would help me. And she did help me. She was so kind and reassuring, and she walked me through all of her tips for coxing in Tampa, but she also just made me laugh the whole time. And I think that's pretty indicative of who she is as a teammate. Like, she was an invaluable resource for all of us, but she's also just an amazing friend. So Michaela, I'm really gonna miss you, and thank you for everything.
One word I would use to describe Micaela Keller would be empowering. She empowered me as a freshman female coxswain on the team, and this year I've seen her empower so many other freshman walk-on coxswains, and it's been really great to see that.
When I came on my visit to campus back during my senior year, you showed me around Jadwin and walked me down to the boathouse for Friday practice. I can imagine I probably didn't say much and was probably kind of nervous, but that short interaction really stuck with me because I realized that if people at Princeton were anything like you and had the same positivity and interest and humor like you, then I knew it was a place that was really special and a place that I wanted to be.
One time that this senior helped me out was, I don't know, it's just kind of like not a specific situation, but like, or not a specific time, but just like in general, whenever I had any like questions at all, I could ask him, and he was always like, yeah, like the best advice. And as an econ major myself, and he's econ too, I could ask him anything about my major, or just like any like personal issues, and he always gave me some really good advice, and yeah, I'm very thankful for that. So.
If I had to describe David Babikian in one word, it would definitely be caring. I remember my freshman year during spring break, it was freezing outside, huge white caps, and I was just kind of having a rough time with it. And he saw that, came up to me, asked how I was doing, offered to get me anything that I needed. And, for the next 3 years, he's just been one of those guys that I was always able to go to and talk to. He's been a great friend, a great teammate, and I'll definitely miss him.
If I had to describe Chris in one word, I think it would be senior. Obviously, he's been a senior for as long as I've been at Princeton. But not only was he a senior, but I think he was basically the prototype of a senior that we can all aspire to be. Basically the role model of all seniors. And what I mean by that is I look up to him in rowing, I look up to him in his academics, and I really look up to him in how he comes to the boathouse every single day, ready and collected, calm, and never seems nervous or like scared of like pieces like I always am, I guess, coming to the boathouse.
An incredible point that he made at the beginning of the season where he said that even if we weren't going to race a single race for the rest of the year, he would still come down to the boathouse every day. And that's just something that honestly stuck out to me so much, because it just shows his love for the sport, the love for the team, and it's what made him such an awesome person to have around.
In a word, Chris is a warrior. You know, he's a great athlete, doesn't give anything away, and if you want to beat him, you really got to go out there and do something special. In terms of a moment when he's really helped me out personally, he played a big part in convincing me that Princeton was the right place for me. So, Chris, you're a great role model, and good luck with everything in the future.
Reggie, thank you so much for like being such a dope senior and just like savage on and off the water, on and off the erg. Like, I mean, obviously I'm also doing econ, like following in your steps there, and just like you've been such a good resource, like pretty much in any way. So like, thank you so much for everything you've done. I really appreciate it, and like, I love you, man.
Hey Andy, it's Eric. Miss you a lot, man. I wish we were rowing in Carnegie right now, getting ready for Eastern Sprints and IRAs. That'd be a great time. A word that comes to my mind when I think of you, it's actually two words. It's hardworking. Every single day, I especially noticed when my rib was broken and I was stuck on the bike, I'd look at the results. I'd see you on top all the time, and it would just really motivate me whilst dealing with my injury to push myself even more on the bike. And then when I finally was able to get back on the erg and actually train alongside you and just watch you and be motivated by you every single day when you would come in and just go to work every single time when we were on the erg, it was just really inspiring. I guess that's another word that comes to mind when I think of you as inspiring.
I think I will always look back at the runs that we had around Lake Carnegie in my freshman fall, and just how helpful it was to be around someone with a lot of experience from the program and being injured in the program, because I was injured myself at the time. And I think the advice that you gave me back then will really stick to me, and just being able to work through your injuries and work as much as possible to recover and to do whatever you can with what you have. And I'm super grateful for that. Thank you.
Okay, so Buick, if I had to describe him in one word, I think that would be mad lad, just because of like the sheer amount of work he puts in, the training ethic that he brings every single day, and I mean, I guess the results as well, and I guess the role he plays as a role model for the entire team. And what he shows us basically is that you have to just put in the work, and then it will pay off.
I think if I had to describe him in one word, it would be a great leader. And I think that's because this year as a captain, he treated everyone with the same respect and made everyone feel valued both as an individual and as an athlete. And I think that was a very important part, and I think it made everyone enjoy this year's rowing experience.